What's going on, everyone? So we need to talk about Marcus Smart because that guy has been incredible, right? Like, he's been our best plus minus guy, just like Dorian Finney Smith. I said when we got him, that's our Dorian Finney Smith replacement, right? We lost Dorian Finney Smith, got Jake LaRavia, got DeAndre Ayton, but it was like, man, we don't have anybody that can give what Dorian Finney Smith can do. Yes, Jake LaRavia, you can argue maybe both sides of the ball, right? Overall, could give you an impact, but you're not going to replace, and I even said this with the Jake LaRavia thing, right? Like, you're not going to replace Dorian Finney Smith's experience and the hustle and grit that he provides teams, right? Like, it wasn't just, oh, he gave us 15 one night. It wasn't just like, oh, he can defend. It was the total package. Even the games where, he had 2 points, he still made the winning plays. He still went and sacrificed and did the things necessary to impact the game in a positive swing for the Lakers. And when we lost him, it was like, we don't have anybody that can do that. Yes, I am high on Jake LaRavia and his upside and potential. I think he's a guy, and I thought he played great in that Minnesota game. And I thought he was good in the limited minutes he played, even in the Warriors game. But, he's a guy that, like I've said, is going to take time to progress, really get into the rhythm and flow. Like, he's 23. This wasn't like this is the guy right now today that's going to change the Lakers' tides. This is a guy that can help right now, as well as be a piece for the future and potentially be a Rui replacement. Or I wouldn't even be shocked if he's the guy that starts at some point. Like I said, by like midway through the season, wouldn't be shocked if Jake LaRavia is actually the starter at the 3 or something like that. I mean, we've seen him slot in 2, 3, or 4. So a guy that can kind of play multiple positions in fronts for you, right? But it was like, okay, well, we still don't really have that Doe guy, right? And then we ended up getting Marcus Smart. And said, that's the Doe replacement. That's the Dorian Finney-Smith replacement. If he can stay healthy, if he can kind of get right, he's the guy that makes the winning plays, that does the dirty work, sacrifices his body, plays hard, the guy that you want in a bar fight, the guy you don't want to run into in a back alley. Like, he's the kind of guy that, is going to do whatever he has to make the winning plays. It's not even, I don't care if he scores 20 or he scores 2. It's not what he's there to do. He's there to, hit the occasional shot, but he's there to make the hustle plays, do the dirty work, dive for those loose balls, sacrifice your body, right? Like, make the winning plays, create those turnovers, get those steals. Marcus Smart in that Minnesota game made 2 plays in particular that completely changed the tide of that game. That's the difference, right? That play where he just ripped the ball and just muscled the ball from Anthony Edwards, and then was able to get on the ground, throw the ball to Austin Reeves, and then Austin Reeves the lob to Rui Hachimura, right? You just saw the shift. You saw the crowd. You saw everything. And then, like, what was it? The next play or 2 plays later, he gets another steal, dives for the ball. He wasn't able to actually secure the ball, right? They end up getting the ball back. Unfortunately, they did score, but again, that's a winning play. Like, whether he comes up with it, now Minnesota's scrambling. They just happen to hit the shot. Good shot. You credit the offense. But that was the play. That's a play that is a winning play that impacts things, right? Because in the playoffs, you get that sequence, lets guys kind of reset, guys get back. Or if he comes away with that ball, now you're going the other way. You get another bucket. Boom, change the tides again. Now you're just continuing the momentum. Now timeouts are being called. Now all this other, new guys are coming in because they're like, hey, we got to do something here. Marcus Smart is killing us. Those are the winning plays. Those are the impacts. And you saw that in the Warriors game. You saw that really in the Minnesota game. And Marcus Smart, again, I've made videos breaking this down, right? Like, yes, he's played 25 games in the last 2 seasons. It's not great by any stretch of imagination. He acknowledged it. He said he knows. He said he needs to get his body right. He worked on his conditioning all offseason. He's working on getting his health right. Also, you got to keep in mind, Lakers training staff and medical team is now one of the best in the business, right? Which it always should have been, right? Like, you're the Lakers. But Mark Walter, right, he's put the money and the efforts into the medical teams and all that stuff. They revamped their entire training staff, entire medical team, their health department, all of that, right? So I trust that they'll be able to get Marcus Smart right. I'm not expecting Marcus Smart to play all 82 games, but can you give me at least 65, right? 60, 65 range. Impact the game in a multitude of ways, and then be healthy and ready come playoff time, because now we're off to the races, and Marcus Smart, is going to, he's the difference between winning a series or not. He is. He was in Boston. Yes, he's not defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart, anymore, but he's still very good in a Western Conference where we have seen the last few years a singular play can be the difference to sway things one way or another, right? Like in games, I mean, think of the Denver series, how tight and close those games were. And how the Lakers were in every single, they should have won every single one of those games. The Minnesota series, right? Lakers weren't just getting ran. They're like, every one of those games were close. Every one of those games, Minnesota made the plays and we didn't. Down the stretch, all of that. A guy like Marcus Smart, he's a guy that can make those plays to swing things. In a game that's decided by 3 points, he makes 2 or 3 key plays, you're winning those games, right? Like, that's the difference. You win a game that Marcus Smart is a guy that can win you a game that you wouldn't have won otherwise, which again, each round could be the difference between you winning a series or not. Guy that has experience, that has been there, done that, been to NBA finals, been to conference finals, had a lot of success in Boston. Even when he went to Memphis, even though he didn't play a ton of games, they were like a +7 when he was on the court. Like, he was impactful. He was a guy that was a difference maker and has been a difference maker. Every team he's been on, Memphis, Boston, and now you're seeing with the Lakers. He's having that impact. He's being a difference maker. And that's what you want. You need those guys. You need the tough guy. You need the bully. You need the guy that is willing to get in the squabble for the team, pick up a technical. Like I said in the first game, right? I thought Marcus Smart was great. I just thought he fell into the Warriors' traps a little too much, right? I felt like Warriors kept trying to bait him, kind of fell into it a couple times. But like I said in the live stream and all that other stuff, I would rather a guy be overly aggressive and buy too much into it and be a little too aggressive, be a little too, physical. And I'd rather a guy foul out playing hard than being too passive. Obviously, you want to find, you don't want Marcus Smart fouling out every game, right? Like, you want to find the happy medium. But again, like, if we have to have Warriors games, which again wasn't really a bad game, he just was, again, a little too physical. If we have to have those games, which he still made plays, still impacted the game in a positive manner, still was good for the Lakers when he played, right? Like, if we have to have games like that where he's just a little too passionate, a little too aggressive, a little too physical to get what we saw in that Minnesota game, go ahead. No problem. You won't hear a peep from me. Be overly aggressive. Be overly physical. Foul out. Take a technical. Right? You need those guys. Right? You need the guys. You need the enforcers. Right? Think of like the 2020 team even. Like, that was Dwight Howard's role. Right? Pick up the technical. Go hit somebody in the mouth. Right? Get a hard foul, flagrant. Pumping up the team, hyping up the team. Guess what Marcus Smart was doing? Getting technicals, getting fouls, hyping up the fans, all that stuff. Like, those are the guys you need. You need those enforcers. You need the goons. You need the guys that come in and go, hey, I will sacrifice my body. I will make the winning plays. I will do the dirty work. I will hit the occasional shot, make the occasional play. His ability as a ball handler also is very impactful. That's something you don't get with Dorian Finney Smith. Like, you're not looking for Dorian Finney Smith to handle the ball and make plays as well. You're just looking for him to be a versatile defensive player. Yes, again, Dorian Finney Smith gives you the size, so a guy that can defend literally 1 through 5. Marcus Smart, you don't really want defending 1 through 5, but he's a guy that still has versatile defense. He can definitely defend 1 through 3, on occasion some 4s, right? And you saw that he's a guy that can impact the game, but he can also bring the ball up, initiate your offense, run the pick and roll, do the things to take pressure off of LeBron, take pressure off of Luka, take pressure off of Austin Reeves. Right? I mean, LeBron James even talked about it on Mind the Game. Talked about how I don't feel the need to rush back because we have a lot of playmakers. We have a lot of ball handlers. Obviously, you have Luka, you have Austin Reeves, we have Gabe Vincent. We have Marcus Smart. You have multiple guys that can get you into your actions, that can get you into your sets, that can initiate, that can do all the things that you need to get done in order to impact and get you in your sets offensively. But then you also have that guy that can get back defensively, make the impact plays, get the loose balls, get the rebounds, rip balls from, you're talking Anthony Edwards here. Was it just some like scrub at the end of the bench that he just like bullied? No, he bullied Anthony Edwards. Told him, sit down, be humble, grab the ball, made a winning play, threw it the other way. They're throwing a lob to Rui, and Rui's hammer hit home. Right? Like, that summed up everything you need to know about Marcus Smart. That play right there was like, that is why the Lakers got Marcus Smart. That is why he's a guy that is so incredibly valuable to this team. Because he's the guy that, again, makes those winning plays. You think of guys like Alex Caruso, Lou Dort, right? Or guys that usually mention. We got a guy in Marcus Smart who has the experience, who, again, has been there and done that, who knows how to do things and get away with certain things and, make plays and do stuff, right? Like, all of that is so incredibly valuable. Again, having a guy like Jake LaRavia, honestly, I would rather have a guy like Jake LaRavia than Dorian Finney Smith long term, because again, he is younger. He is a guy that can play offense and defense, shoot the basketball, make plays for himself, make plays for the others, right? He's a good rebounder. He's a guy that is good all around, right? He's young, long-term approach, but he doesn't do the things that a Dorian Finney Smith does that you don't even notice, right? Like, if you look up, like Dorian Finney Smith and Jake LaRavia and certain metrics and stuff like that, you're like, dude, it's a no-brainer. Jake LaRavia is the guy. But again, there's more to the game of basketball than just the stat line, than the box score. A guy like Doe is the difference maker. He's the guy that's making the winning plays. We needed that. Yes, our ceiling might be higher with a Jake LaRavia, but in those grindy games, you need a guy like a Dorian Finney Smith. So it was like, who are we going to get that, to be that guy? And then the Lakers went and got Marcus Smart. And it was like, there it is. There's the guy. There's the guy that just replaced Dorian Finney Smith and could be the difference between us being a contender or not. And it's those little things, especially in a Western Conference that's so tight, that's playoff series are so tight. Having a guy like Marcus Smart that can make that play, make that impact, close games for you, all that, like, that is so valuable. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out as we enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button, turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.